Welcome to another deep dive. You know how this works. We take a topic and really, we get into it today. It's a deep dive into the world of soccer.
Yeah. We're going to test your knowledge with 25 trivia questions. You'll get 3 possible answers, then a little backstory, and then, of course, the correct answer.
Right. A fun way to learn. Right. It's going to be a good one, I can tell. All right, let's get into it. First question. Which country snagged the first ever FIFA World Cup? That was back in 1930. Was it A, Argentina, B, Uruguay, or C, Brazil?
Okay, so the first World Cup, 1930, was in Uruguay. It's fascinating. Just getting teams to even show up was a feat. Back then, travel was so different. Crossing the ocean, huge commitment. A lot of the European countries, they weren't so keen on the cost, the time. In the end, only 4 European teams made the journey.
Wow.
Yeah. The final match, that was in Montevideo, Uruguay versus their neighbors.
And the winner of that very first World Cup is, of course, B, Uruguay.
It's a big part of their history.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, question 2. Who do we call the king of football? A, Diego Maradona, B, Pelé, or C, Johan Cruyff?
When we talk about Pelé, we're talking about unbelievable achievement. He's the only player in history to win 3 World Cups. The goals are legendary. But it's more than that, right? Pelé brought a certain magic to the game. He was a true ambassador.
No doubt about it. The king is B, Pelé. Moving on to question 3. Which player has snagged the most Ballon d'Or awards? Those are pretty important, right?
Definitely. It's like the biggest individual honor you can get in soccer. Basically means you're the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
A, Cristiano Ronaldo, B, Lionel Messi, C, Zinedine Zidane.
3 incredible players.
For sure. Messi and Ronaldo, they've dominated for years, but Messi is just, he's got more of those awards and he keeps winning. He's so consistent, It's incredible.
It really is. The player with the most Ballon d'Or trophies. B, Lionel Messi. All right, question 4. Which team do we call the Red Devils? Is it A, Arsenal, B, Liverpool, or C, Manchester United?
So the Red Devils, nickname for Manchester United. It's got a cool history. Wasn't always their nickname. In the 60s, Sir Matt Busby, he was the manager then, really impressive guy. He got inspired by the Salford City Reds. They were a rugby league team.
Oh, interesting.
He loved their style, their aggression, and the name itself, he thought it fit.
Yeah.
So the Red Devils stuck, and now it's like totally part of their identity.
Yeah, absolutely. And the answer is C, Manchester United. They're pretty well known for that name. Okay, question 5. This one is famous. Who scored that controversial hand of God goal in the 86 World Cup? A, Zico, B, Diego Maradona, or C, Michel Platini?
Oh, the hand of God. That's the story, right? It was Maradona. Quarterfinal match against England. He used his hand, but the referee, he didn't see it.
Yeah.
That's Maradona, right? Incredible skill and a bit of, shall we say, cunning.
He was definitely a character. And yeah, the scorer of the hand of God goal, B, Diego Maradona. All right, question 6. Which country has the most FIFA World Cup wins? A, Germany, B, Brazil, or C, Italy?
When it comes to World Cups, Brazil is just, well, they're the top, aren't they? 5 wins, it's incredible. They've had these amazing teams, generation after generation. The passion is incredible, and they just keep winning.
It's a soccer powerhouse, that's for sure. And the country with the most World Cup wins is B, Brazil. Okay, let's move on. Question 7. What year was the English Premier League founded? Was it A, 1992, B, 1985, or C, 2000?
The Premier League starting in 92, that was big. It wasn't just like a name change. It was a huge shift. The top clubs, they wanted more control, more financial power. And the sport was getting really popular.
Right. It's quite the business now.
Yeah. So this move, they broke away from the old football league, and that created the Premier League we know today.
Makes sense. The English Premier League was born in A, 1992. Here comes question 8. Who scored the most goals in a single Premier League season? A, Thierry Henry, B, Mohamed Salah, or C, Alan Shearer?
Salah's record back in 2017, 2018, that was amazing to watch. He scored 32 goals in one season. To do that in a 38-game season, it's something else. He was just so consistent, deadly in front of goal.
That's impressive. And the record belongs to B, Mohamed Salah. All right, moving on. Question 9. Who won UEFA Euro 2020? A, England, B, Italy, or C, Spain?
Euro 2020, remember, that was played in 2021.
Oh, right, because of the pandemic.
Exactly. Italy's win, beating England at Wembley, that was really something. They were so disciplined, great team spirit. It was a big moment for them, showed that they were back as a force.
Yeah, for sure. The champion of Euro 2020, B, Italy. Okay, getting close to the end here. Question 10. In a standard FIFA match, how many substitutions can a team make? A, 3, B, 5, or C, 4?
Okay, so the standard rule is 3 substitutions per team. That's to keep things fair. You can make tactical changes, but it doesn't disrupt the flow too much. But there were those temporary rules.
Right, because of COVID, right? They changed it to 5 for a while.
Exactly. They wanted to help with player fatigue, with the packed schedules.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the standard number of substitutions, A, 3. Okay, question 11. Who scored the fastest goal in World Cup history? A, Hakan Şükür, that was in 2002, playing for Turkey, took him 11 seconds. B, Ronaldo Nazario, or C, Miroslav Klose.
11 seconds. Can you imagine? That's tough to beat. Şükür, he was just, boo, right off the kickoff, ready to go. Talk about being in the moment. That's a great bit of trivia.
Definitely. The answer is A, Hakan Şükür. That is incredible, 11 seconds. Okay, question 12. Which club has won the most UEFA Champions League titles? A, AC Milan, B, Real Madrid, or C, Bayern Munich?
Real Madrid, they're in a league of their own when it comes to the Champions League. The number of wins they have, it's amazing. And think about it. Legendary players, historic teams, all part of their success.
Yeah, they're a force in European soccer, the club with the most Champions League titles, B, Real Madrid. Question 13. What's the name of the award given to the player who scores the most goals in a World Cup? A, the Golden Ball, B, the Golden Boot, or C, the Silver Shoe?
It's easy to get those confused. The Golden Boot, that's for the top scorer. The Golden Ball, that's for the best overall player. And the Silver Shoe is for the second highest goal scorer.
Right. Okay, so the top scorer gets B, the Golden Boot. Makes sense. Question 14. When was the first UEFA European Championship held? Was it A, 1960, B, 1956, or C, 1972?
So the first European Championship, that was 1960. Compared to now, it was a much smaller affair. Only 4 teams in the finals. France hosted it. But, it was the start of something big. It's a huge tournament now.
It's come a long way. The first tournament was held in A, 1960. Okay, question 15. Who won the very first Premier League title? Was it A, Blackburn Rovers, B, Manchester United, or C, Leeds United?
When the Premier League began, Manchester United, with Sir Alex Ferguson, they just took over, won that first season, 1992-93, and it was like they were setting the tone for what was to come.
Yeah, they were a dominant force, the first Premier League champion. B, Manchester United. All right, we're on the home stretch. Question 16. Which national team is nicknamed the Azzurri? A, France, B, Italy, or C, Spain?
The Azzurri. That's Italy, of course.
Okay.
These the blues, their jerseys, that bright blue, it's tied to history, the House of Savoy, the old royal family. It's a cool nickname.
Really is. The Azzurri are B, Italy. Okay, question 17. Who is the youngest player ever in a FIFA World Cup? A, Pele, B, Norman Whiteside. He played for Northern Ireland back in 1982. He was 17 years and 41 days old. Or C, Kylian Mbappe.
Whiteside's record, that's one for the books. Playing in the World Cup at 17, it tells you how talented he was.
Absolutely. The youngest player. B, Norman Whiteside. All right, question 18. What's the name of FC Barcelona's home stadium? A, Santiago Bernabeu, B, Camp Nou, or C, Mestalla?
Camp Nou, that's more than just a stadium. It's like the heart of Barcelona, the size, the history. It's a special place.
Definitely a famous one. Barcelona Stadium. B, Camp Nou. Question 19. Which team has the most La Liga titles? A, Real Madrid, B, Barcelona, or C, Atletico Madrid?
Okay, so like in Champions League, Real Madrid is also king in La Liga. That rivalry with Barcelona is one of the best in soccer. And yeah, Real Madrid, they've won the most titles. They're always in the mix.
Consistently at the top, the team with the most La Liga titles. A, Real Madrid. Question 20. Who scored the most goals in a single La Liga season? A, Cristiano Ronaldo. B, Leo Messi. He had 50 goals back in 2011-2012. Or C, Telma Zara.
50 goals. That's Messi's record back in 2011-2012. Hard to imagine anyone topping that.
Truly remarkable. The record holder is B, Lionel Messi. All right, we are down to our last few questions. Question 21. Which country hosted and won the World Cup in 1978? Was it A, Argentina, B, Germany, or C, Italy?
Winning at home, that's something special for any country. And Argentina did just that in 78. A huge moment for them.
Yeah, absolutely. The host and winner, A, Argentina. Okay, question 22. How long is a regulation soccer match? No extra time. A, 60 minutes. B, 90 minutes. Or C, 120 minutes.
Okay, so a standard match is 90 minutes. 2 halves, 45 minutes each, with a break in the middle, of course. Extra time is only if it's a knockout competition and the score is tied.
Makes sense. So the answer is B, 90 minutes. Okay, 2 more to go. Question 23. Who's one of the all-time best goalkeepers, the one they called the Black Spider? A, Gianluigi Buffon, B, Lev Yashin, Or C, Iker Casillas?
Lev Yashin, the black spider, he is a legend. The nickname, it fit perfectly. He was so agile, had these long arms, and always wore black. One of the best, for sure.
He definitely left his mark in the game. The black spider is B, Lev Yashin. All right, last question, folks. Question 24. Who co-hosted the 2002 World Cup with South Korea? Was it A, Japan, B, China, or C, Australia?
The 2002 World Cup was unique. The first time it was co-hosted by two nations, Japan and South Korea. It was a big moment for Asian soccer.
It's really interesting. The co-host was A, Japan. And with that, we've reached the end of our trivia challenge. It's been a fun journey exploring the world of soccer, from the very first World Cup to legendary players, famous rivalries, the rules, and those moments that everyone remembers.
It's amazing how much history there is in soccer.
I hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned a thing or two.
Me too. Always something new to discover, right?
Absolutely. Soccer is always evolving. And I'm curious, what do you think the next big change will be? On the field, off the field, what will shake things up?
That's a good question. Who knows? It's exciting to think about, though.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into soccer.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And thanks to everyone listening. Catch you on the next Deep Dive.